really, except for the first line, and Tommy Dion back there. Massena does not have the experience in.
Oh,
that might tell a little bit early in the game here.
We'll see what transpires here. But Bill McQuaig stepping into the face-off circle against Chris Johnson. The puck is dropped, and we're underway just about on time. Off the face-off, here come the Raiders. Hurlbut in on the right side, trying to feed through the Hart, and the puck gets by him and goes in the corner after it. Hart in the corner, digging for it. He and Facette jam together. They tie it up. McQuaig comes in to help out along with Johnson, and we'll have a face-off to the right side of Ricky Guerin. We are at one end of the ice, which is a little different than we're used to, but certainly we're high above the action and have a good view here, except in the corner. Off the face-off, the puck back to the blue line, kept in at the point by Dion, shot right on, and the first save of the game made by Guerin. Now St. John's trying to clear. Here's Broderick. He's got a partial breakaway. Dion coming back to backhand as Jeffrey gets a piece of it, makes the save. Defia trying to center. Johnson gets a shot out. They jam at it. It comes back to the blue line. Here's a shot knocked down in front. The puck bouncing into the corner. And finally it's picked up. I believe that's Hart for the Massena Red Raiders. He and Chris Johnson jam together. The puck just inside the Massena blue line. Now McQuaig comes back for it. Feeds to Dion, and Massena starts out again. The headman pass goes to Hurlbut through his skates and all the way down the ice. But not quite far enough for icing. Now it's Facette trying to headman it. Goes to Broderick. Broderick on the right wing side breaks across the red line. Now just dumps. The St. John's are going to get that second line out there. Chris Hay, Jim Phillips, and Kurt Comfort. Massena Red Raiders trying to move their second line out as well. Now the puck at the Massena blue line. They jam for it. Finally it's dumped in. And back in behind the net, picked up there by Billy Whalen, who's out playing defense for Massena. Now they try to clear it out of the zone. There's an opportunity right in front. The puck is knocked down. They jam for it again, and it goes back to the point. The shot taken, that goes wide. That taken by Lilledahl, Sean Lilledahl. The puck comes out to center ice. McQuaig still out there for Massena. He's got the puck as well. Takes it across the blue line, being jammed. The puck poke checked away, and back out to center ice. Here comes St. John's. Jim Phillips. Phillips gets a shot right on. Save made. Puck goes into the corner. And they jam for it. Whalen tried to get a piece of it. The puck kept in there at the point by Eric Dandro. In behind the net, Whalen. Around the boards it goes. Jeff Tyo has it. Try to move it around. Now it goes back in behind the net once again for Robbie Chilton. He feeds it around the boards from left to right. Still in the Massena zone. St. John's trying to put some pressure on. Hard check thrown. The puck comes free and slides to center ice back in again. But offsides will be called as Jim Phillips did not have time to get out of the zone. 12:56 left to go. First period. And still no score in the hockey game. Faceoff will be just outside the Massena zone. Now Massena gets that second line out there. Off the faceoff. Nope. Edwards. The puck comes back inside the zone. Headman goes to Edwards. Trying to feed it ahead to Tyo. Now here's a shot from the corner. The puck goes in behind the net. That's balance. Now the puck whistling around. Tyo again. So we see Edwards, Tyo, and Valance out there. That's not what he gave me, but we'll go with it. And the puck back out to center ice. Bouncing around at the red line into the Massena zone. Back to pick it up is Darren King. King around the boards, trying to feed it ahead to Tyo. Tyo jammed at the blue line. The puck kept in there by the Irish. Now finally it's poke checked out to center ice by Tyo again. And racing back to pick it up. Here's Seymour. Seymour's headman. Intercepted right back into the zone. We're going to have the layoff sides called against Massena, but it's cleared by St. John's down the ice, and it's going to turn into an icing against the Irish and move the faceoff back into the Massena zone. So we played 2 minutes and some, and still no big scoring chance either way.
No big scoring. I thought Broderick had a pretty good backhand that Jeffrey come up with a save. He didn't give him really much to shoot at on that backhand, but he's pretty even so far, Jerry.
Chris Johnson right back out there as the Irish going back with their first line. Mark Burke's line out for Massena. Burke, Valance, and Medina. Off the face-off. The puck bouncing around Johnson. Headman to Broderick goes behind him. He tries to catch up with it. Broderick breaks by Whalen. Whalen rides him off the puck. The puck goes side of the net. Jeffrey covers up. And Billy Whalen did a nice job that time.
Good job. Broderick plays that right wing for St. John's, and he can scoot down that right side. And Whalen really just played the man and just rode him right off the puck. He got just a little easy, lazy shot into Jeffries, making the easy save.
Now, had he gone for the puck,
yeah, it might have been a different story.
Okay, we're going to see McQuaig's line right back out there as Stanley wants
They're going to see a lot of ice time, I think, tonight.
Yeah. Looks like Gary Ryan's going to go along with that first line of his, too. Off the face-off, the puck back to the blue line. Facette feeding it through the middle. They jam at it. Here's a shot across the goal mouth. and it whistles around the other side. Headman met for McQuaig. He can't control, and it's dumped right back in by Mike Campbell, the defenseman for St. John's. Now picking it up, Chilton. Chilton's headman intercepted. Broderick tries to pick it up. Hart gets a piece of him, and the puck comes free to McQuaig. He starts back 2-on-2. The headman goes to Hurlbut. Hurlbut trying to get the backhander off. It's wide of the net. Hart right after it could get a piece of it. Now Facette falls down. Hart picks it up. Trying to center it. Facette right on top of him. The puck bouncing around. Johnson gets a stick on it. Goes around the boards to Defiant. About halfway out. Defiant can't clear. Chilton keeps it in. Off the boards. Trying to make it through to McQuaig. Now his poke check ahead down the ice. And is it going to go far enough for icing? I don't believe it, as Jeffrey stops and leaves it for Whalen. Whalen now gets by a check, starts out right side. Now he tries to loses the puck in front. The puck poke checked away, though, back out to center ice. Picking it up there is Facette again. He bangs it off the boards. Goes into the referee, and it's cleared by Massena to the blue line, but not quite out. They jam at it, finally pokes free, and here comes Billy McQuaig. He's got Hurlbut with him, gets by one. Here's McQuaig, a poke check, moves the puck into the corner. McQuaig still after, now Hurlbut picks it up behind the net, looking to move it. He's being bothered by Lillidahl. Now goes to McQuaig, side of the net. Poke checked away from him, he gets it back again. Back to the blue line, back to McQuaig. In the corner, it goes off his skate. Now Dandro after it. Dandro and Hart jam. The puck cleared to the blue line. Dion keeps it in, gets a shot off. Guerin makes the save, not a hard shot. Puck whistling into the corner. McQuaig back to the point. McQuaig trying to move it around to Chris Sidden. Now Sidden centers it. It's intercepted. Comes back out to center ice. McQuaig comes back for it. Brings it right back in. Bill McQuaig with a puck now. Coming in on the right side. Looking to go behind the net. He's still got it. Around. Back to the point. Sidden. His shot right on. A kick save made by Guerin. They try to clear Cam. McQuaig in there. Bothering. Now the puck comes to Dandro again. He bangs it. And it goes out to center ice. Slides all the way down into the Massena zone. And racing back for it is Chris Sidden. Sidden for the Raiders behind his own net. Starts out. Both teams making a line change. They move it down the ice. Paquin trying to feed it ahead. Poke checked away. They jam for it. Edwards trying to keep it in. The puck comes free. It's picked up there by Gagnon. Gagnon can't clear the zone. Here's an opportunity for Massena. Edwards trying to pass it to Paquin. Paquin goes back to the point, and Dion can't get there in time. He circles at the red line, trying to skate through. Now Paquin gets a piece of it and dumps it deep in the Massena zone. Seymour after. He's going to leave it, though, for Jeff Gagnon. Gagnon trying to clear. They jam for it. Racing in there is Jeff Tayo. Tayo loses the puck, and the Irish start back out again. Long headman pass intercepted by Dion. Dion at his own blue line. Trying to get that, what do they call it, a floater? Now the puck back to the blue line of Massena. Tommy Dion picks it up. Headman pass once again to Greg Paquin. Paquin's rising shot gloved by Guerin. That was from the blue line, and he drops it to Jeff Gagnon. Bangs it off the boards out to center ice. There's Billy Whalen for Massena at his own blue line. Over on the other side, Rob Chilton. Chilton off the boards, trying to headman it. That time bounces over everybody's stick. Marty Medina trying to control it. He's got it. Now it's poke checked away right in the slot, and back come the Irish. Here's an opportunity for St. John's as they move it down by Cleveland in the corner. He centers it, but it's knocked down by Whalen. Whalen skates behind his own net. Around the boards it goes. Kept in at the point nicely by Greg Facette. Facette back into the Massena corner. Whalen picks it up again, trying to feed it ahead. They jam at it. Finally, it comes out to center ice. Mike Burke has it. Burke trying to feed it ahead. It goes to Chad Balance. Nice move, but Guerin way out of the net with a big stick. Knocks it out of the play. Now Whalen with it. Whalen has it taken away by St. John's. And back they go into the Massena zone. Whalen gets it back, though, feeds it out to center ice. Facette with it at his own blue line. His headman pass intercepted by Whalen. Whalen ahead to Chad Balance. Balance trying to move it ahead. Here's an opportunity for the Red Raiders. Mike Burke. Burke centering pass. And it goes back to the blue line and back out to center ice. They jam at it. Johnson is back out there. We have a whistle. And what do we have? Too many men?
Yep. Many men, yes. Stan Moore had 6 skaters out there, and they were skating.
Plus the goaltender.
Plus the goaltender. Can't do that.
Nope.
Referee right there said, uh-oh, you got too many men, Mr. Moore. Penalty. So, first power play of the night will go to St. John's. 7:49 to go. First period, no score.
Now let's see who's St. John's. I know we're going to see Defiant out there, and we're going to see Johnson and Broderick. So we're going to see that first line. Dandro will play 1 point. The other point's going to be Mike Campbell out there to kill it off from Massena. Let's see who we have here. We'll pick him up in just a moment. Off the face-off, controlled by Defiant. He dumps it deep in the Massena zone. Dion is out there. And who else is out there? Darren King And the forward's Jeff Tile for one, and I think that's Mickey Edwards, the other one. And Tile gets the puck and slides it down the ice and back into St. John's territory where Mike Campbell picks it up. Penalty to Massena for too many men. They're killing it off. We're trying to anyway. Here comes Johnson. Long head man pass goes to Dandro. He takes it across the blue line. Poke checked away from him and bouncing around and back out to center ice. Edwards got a piece of that. Also a good play by Jeff Tile. Now back comes Defiant. Watch out. He can scoot. Takes it across the blue line. Gets by one into the corner. In behind the net. Dion picking him up. Now the puck goes back out to Dandro at the point. Over on the other side, but the pass a little errant goes back out to center ice. Now they dump it. Here comes Johnson back across the blue line. He's taken out of the play, and the puck dumped back to center ice where Campbell picks it up again. Mike Campbell, the defenseman, with a puck, feeding it to Dandro. He just dumps it in the Massena zone. 23 and counting. Jeffrey leaves for Dion behind the net. Dion moving it along with a foot. They jam. He and Johnson going after it, and finally Tommy ties it up with Chris Johnson, and they'll face it off once again in the Massena zone. So 15 seconds left in the penalty. So far, pretty good job. St. John's really hadn't had a chance to set up.
No, they really haven't had a chance to set up. They have not taken any shots on goalie Jeffrey. Got 15 seconds to go in the penalty to Massena. The face-off will be to the right of goalie Greg Jeffrey.
You got to see the Chris Hay line out there now. Hay, Phillips, and Comfort. Bill McQuaig for Massena, along with, let's see here, Kenny Hurlbut. And on defense, Billy Whalen, and also Big Robbie Chilton. Face off right side of Jeffrey. 15 seconds left in the man-up advantage for the Irish of St. John's off the face-off. The puck bouncing around. Chilton whacks it around the boards. Goes about halfway out. It's kept in there nicely by Eric Dandro. Dandro feeding it in the corner. They try to move it across the slot. The puck bouncing around. Here's a quick chance. Oh, fired just wide. What an opportunity there for Jim Phillips, and he fired it wide. Now the puck at the blue line. Penalty is up, and we're back to full strength as Massena gets the man back. Here's Billy McQuaig moving it out to center ice. Here's McQuaig lugging the puck down the ice. He's got it, trying to center it. And the puck goes in behind the net. Picked up there by, let's see here, Jim Phillips. Phillips starts to move it out. His headman pass goes by everybody. Meant for Hay, got by him, and back comes Massena the other way. Here's an opportunity for Matt Hart. Centering pass, but McQuaig pretty well tied up. Now Hurlbut follows in behind, dumps it in the corner, and then receives a pretty stiff check. Hart after it. He throws a hard check. The puck bounces free, and Lillidahl picks it up for the Irish. Trying to clear the zone. Whalen pitches it, keeps it in. Lillidahl takes a whack at it. Puck goes in the corner. They jam. Hart's in there. McQuaig's in there. And Lillidahl, and we'll have a face-off in the St. John's end to the right side of goaltender Ricky Guerin. 5:33 left, period one. No score in the hockey game.
And still pretty even, Gary. I can't say that either team has the better of play. Pretty even really so far. No.
Good hockey game so far, up and down the ice. Steve McIntyre's line now coming out. Mark LeClaire and Mike Cleveland. McQuaig's line stays out. Nope, we're going to have a change here. Mickey Edwards' line coming out for the Raiders. Edwards out there with Chad Valance and Marty Medina. No, I'm sorry, that's Mike Burke with Valance and Medina. So it's the third line of Massena, too. Now the puck off the face-off. Into the corner it goes. Valance takes a poke at it. Comes back to the point. There's an opportunity in the shot. Nice pick save. And the puck goes off the goaltender's stick way out to center ice where Dion picks it up. Tommy now gets by one. He takes it in the zone. Gets a shot off just over the net. I think it was deflected. Now the puck back to the point again. Big jam for it. Bouncing it into the corner. Puck comes free. Now they try to tie it up. And Medina's in there. And he does tie it up in the corner. Face-off left side of goaltender Ricky Guerin. 5:04 left to go. First period. No score. 0-0. McIntyre will face Burke. Left side. St. John's end off the draw. The puck into the corner. Picked up by Gagne. Moves it ahead. And down to center ice. And Cleveland almost broke it free at the blue line. But it goes into the corner. He couldn't quite catch up with it. And now Massena controlling and back to center ice. It comes to Chad Valance. Valance over skates. Gets it back again. Takes it across. Just dumps it off the boards after it himself in the corner. He is taken out of the play. The puck bouncing around. Gagne gets a piece of it. Now Seymour back to the blue line. Here's a shot. Nice hard shot taken there. And the save is made by Guerin. Now the puck bouncing around. Goes back into the zone. And that was Aubertine.
First time Aubertine has been out. He playing on the left defense. Took a good slap shot. And Ricky Guerin, but you can see Guerin's played before.
Yes.
He's playing the angles. That one time when Mark Burke came down. It was like a one-on-one. Garen just went out of his net there about 10 feet, poked the puck away. He's playing with a lot of authority out there.
Well, I'll tell you what, when he makes a save, the puck ends up at center ice.
It does. He doesn't give up any rebound.
No. McQuaig takes the draw off the face-off. The puck back to the blue line. They jam at it out to center ice. And here comes Defiant. He can dangle. Defiant breaking in on the right side. Stops, gets a shot off. A quick one to save by Jeffrey. Bounces on it. Woo, he can move that Defiant. And he had a good opportunity right there.
Yeah, what a move that was. He went down on the right side, and Kennedy was really going to go down all the way on the right, put the brakes on, and the defenseman slid along, took a quick wrist shot. Jeffries had to make the save.
He's a good player. Had quite a game in that state championship last year.
He was St. John.
Yeah. 4:18 left to go, no score. We're in the first period. St. John's and Massena. An important early season game. Bill McQuaig will face off against, that's got to be Johnson's line. Yep. Defiant's out there. That's Johnson's line. Broderick on the right side. McQuaig, Hart, and Hurlbut for Massena. Off the draw. The puck just sitting underneath McQuaig. They jam at it. Bounces around. McQuaig gets it somehow. It starts out. I wonder if that was planned. McQuaig breaking right down the middle, looking to doff it off. It goes to Hart. Hart takes it in the corner on the off wing. Now he circles behind the net looking for some room. Wrap around play, gets a shot off, and I think Aaron got a piece of it. Now the puck hits the back of the net. Hurlbut centering right to McQuaig, trying to get the shot off. Puck goes, score! Kenny Hurlbut on the rebound.
A lot of effort there by that first line. They really hustled to keep that puck in. Finally went on Hurlbut's deck, a little quick backhand, and beat there. Massena goes ahead, 1-0.
That's got to read Hurlbut from Hart and McQuaig. That goal coming in the first period. Massena drawing first blood here at the Crate Civic Center. 11 minutes and 8 seconds, the time of the goal. So it's been a while. First period drawing to a close here before Massena got on the scoreboard. But a pretty goal, a lot of effort in that one, and it's 1-0 Massena. Kenny Hurlbut will get the goal. Off the draw, the puck bouncing around. It goes back to Chilton. Chilton ahead to McQuaig to Hurlbut. Poke checked away from him by Campbell. Campbell clears the zone. It goes into the corner. Now McQuaig after throws a hard check. The puck comes free. Johnson loses it, gets it back again, starts out. Johnson feeds it to the blue line. Hart comes back out for it, waits for his wings, takes it back across. Now poke checked away from him, right back to Broderick. Broderick looking for the head man. It's Defiant. He's got an opportunity. He shoots. Oh, he fired it just wide. The puck bouncing around. And Tommy Dion picks it up. So it comes one way and back the other way. But Defiant, here's another shot from the point. That taken by Greg Facette goes wide. And Hurlbut dumps. It goes back in behind the net, hits the side of the net. A clearing pass there by Chris Sidden. Hit the side of the net, but he gets it back again. Starts out off the boards. His pass intercepted. Puck bounces back. McQuaig picks it up at his own blue line. His sweet pass goes ahead to Hurlbut. Back to McQuaig across the blue line. Here's McQuaig as Massena's going to make a line change. McQuaig drops it. Dion at the point. His winding shot. Let's save again. The rebound. Oh, comes right in front. As Hart had it, but he was on his knees and he couldn't get the good shot off. Now Facette. As Garen's been a little bit busy. Facette feeds it ahead. Here the puck goes Defiant. Defiant trying to dump it through. Now Johnson picks it up in behind the Massena cage. Trying to center right front. Here's a shot saved by Jeffrey. The rebound bouncing around comes behind the net. Tom Dion picks it up and feeds it down the ice. That'll be an icing on Massena. And we'll move the faceoff back in the Raiders zone with 2:22 left to play in the first period. Raiders up by a 1-0 score.
A couple of chances right there. Dion took that slap shot. The save was made by Garen, but he bobbled it. That's the first one I see him bobble. As he did, Hart got it, but he was going down on his knees, couldn't get the good shot off, and the save was made by Garen. Then they went, St. John's went down, took a good shot. Jeffrey coming up with his best save of the first period here. 2:22 to go.
Mickey Edwards line out there now against the Chris Hay line. Off the faceoff, puck in behind the net. They clear it around the boards. That's Darren King. The puck slides to center ice. And here comes an opportunity for Edwards on the offering. Now he stops and waits. And the puck goes deep in the St. John's territory. Lillidahl with it. Taken out of the play. Edwards picks it up again, trying to dump it in behind the net. They jam at it. Edwards goes back to the point, but it's too far for Whalen. He has to come back. Whalen dumped into an open wing, picked up by Jim Phillips. Phillips across the blue line, feeding to Hay in the center. Hay trying to center it through. The puck in the slot. Here's a short side shot. Goes across the goal mouth. And back out to center ice. Not quite. Bouncing puck. Bounces to center ice. And we're going to have a controlling the puck for a hand pass. And the faceoff will be in the Massena zone.
Edwards 1-0. Massena leads with 1:40 to go in the first period. That goal coming from Hurlbut, assist going to Hart and McQuaig.
Face-off will come just inside the Massena zone. Edwards is out there. And, no, wait a minute. I guess we're going to see Burke's line now. Burke out there, along with Medina and Balance. And on defense, Darren King and, is that Whalen? Can't see. It's going to be the Steve McIntyre line.
Tommy Dion's going back out now. He's not going to take any chances, I don't think. With the puck in Massena zone, Massena only up by 1 goal.
Late in the first period.
Tommy Dion goes back in now.
Okay.
On the ice there.
So Burke will face it off against Steve McIntyre off the draw. Puck goes into the corner. Dion after throws a hard check. Puck squirts free. They jam for it there. Puck still in the corner. Massena zone. Bouncing around. Here's an opportunity for St. John's. Dion, nice play. The other defenseman out there is, let's see, what's his name again?
Albertine.
Yeah, that's who it is. Now here comes Burke trying to feed it ahead to Medina. Medina in the corner, right side. Now to Burke. Burke in behind the net, looking for somebody to pass to. He's upended. Medina comes over and picks it up. Now it's Burke. Burke trying to drop it back to the blue line. Kept in there nicely by Albertine. Now the puck into the corner by Marty Medina. Behind the net. St. John's trying to move it out. Comes back to the point. Here's Albertine. Nice shot deflected. Oh, just wide. As Guerin was completely screened on the play. Couldn't see it. Now Dion steals in the slot. Backhand shot. Guerin makes the save. Burke after it. Burke trying to keep it in. Dion does. Dumps it in the corner. Bouncing puck hits the side of the net. They jam for it there. As Medina trying to come up with it. Balance comes in to help out. They tie up. And this has been a good shift for that third line.
Good shift for that third line. Putting a lot of pressure on Ricky Guerin in net for St. John's tonight. But Guerin, except for that one shot of Kenny Hurlbut's, he's made more saves than Greg Jeffries. He tested a number of times.
No
a lot of shots at St. John's have gone wide here.
They've
had opportunities. They have.
41 seconds left first period. 1-0 Massena, the McQuaig line, and it's going to be the Johnson line off the face-off. Hart in the puck in the corner after it. He and Broderick jam. Now McQuaig comes in to help, and they tie it up and do it all over again. Ticked about 5 off the clock there. We're down to 35. First period. This first period is flown.
Hey, that's really flown by. Well, we've only had the one penalty. That was a committee man on the ice.
Off the face-off, jamming again. Johnson and McQuaig. McQuaig gets it back to the point. Here's Whalen. Whalen dumps it into the corner again. Here's Bissett. Bissett for St. John's. Hart takes away. Here's McQuaig now. Poke checked away. Nice poke check there by St. John's. Back to the point. Whalen can't keep it in. Yes, he does keep it in. Now Johnson picks it up, brings it out for St. John's. Breaking down left wing side. Dumps it in the corner. We're down to 13 seconds. Back behind the net. Whalen around the boards. All the way back to Mike Campbell. Campbell trying to center it through. Whalen steers into the corner. Dion picks it up with 6 seconds left, just trying to end the period. The puck bouncing around, and there's the buzzer. And period number 1 is over with the Massena Red Raiders holding on to a rather slim all day on Thursday. And he just wouldn't talk to me. I wonder why. Well, we're just about set to face it here to begin period number 2. Johnson out there against McQuaig. And something I neglected to tell you, Randy, make sure you're taping this game. We want to send this tape to Boston. McQuaig will face off against Johnson. We're just about set to start. Period number 2. The puck comes to Dion at his own blue line. He circles, starts out. Headman pass. Met for Hart. Goes off his stick deep in the corner. Guerin gets the big goalie stick on it. Clears around the boards. Hurlbut trying to control it. He and Campbell go together. The puck bouncing around. Hurlbut picks it up behind the net. Looking center pass. McQuaig the shot. Guerin gets the save. The rebound bounces around. He may have had 2 there. And the puck comes in behind the net. Nice setup there. And a good shot by McQuaig. A good save by Guerin. Now the puck deep into the Massena zone off the leg. Broderick after it. Broderick goes together with Sid, and the puck stays behind. Dion comes up with it, taken away by Defiant. Defiant behind the net, the puck jamming, and Dion picks it up. Headman pass to Hurlbut, and Hurlbut just dumps it out to center ice, and McQuaig's right there to pick it up. Here comes McQuaig in on the off wing. He's got Hart, but he shoots. Puck bounces just wide, and the goalie goes into the net on Hart. Hart slid right into the goal. The puck comes free in behind the net. Now they jam it around, and it's out to center ice where Whalen has it for Massena. Johnson throws a hard check on him. The puck bounces back into the zone, and then back out to center ice. Picked up there by Chilton. Chilton winds. His big shot from center ice. Bouncing around right in the slot. Nobody there from Massena as Guerin kind of misplayed it. And the puck comes back out to center ice. We have a whistle. And what do you have?
Hand pass, I think. It's called a hand pass. And the face-off will be just outside the St. John blue line. 1-0 score, 13:47 to go. Second period.
Face-off will be just outside the Irish zone as Massena puts the Mickey Edwards line out there. Edwards out there along with Greg Paquin and Jeff Tyo off the face-off. Chilton with it, trying to feed it ahead. Here's Edwards. Edwards takes the big shot, goes wide, bounces. Here's a shot. Oh, hits the goal post. An opportunity for Paquin as Guerin was out of position. Now the puck bouncing in behind the net. Edwards with it. He jams for it. Now Paquin lost his stick. Edwards comes in, picks up the puck. Now he loses it. Paquin trying to take a kick at it because he still doesn't have his stick. Now he looks to tie it up and manages to. And we'll have a face-off in the St. John's end. And tell you, Paquin's going to see that one in his sleep.
Well, you know what happened? He had more time than he thought. The goal of Guerin was way out of position as the slap shot came from the right, bounced off the backboards, came right out to Paquin. He really had quite a bit of time. I don't think he realized it. Took a quick shot, hit the, between the post and net.
Yep. Edwards take the draw again against Hay. Off the face-off, the puck comes in behind the St. John's net. They jam at it. Puck comes right in front in the slot, poking free, and it's still side of the net. Paquin, now Edwards takes a whack at it. The save made. Goes back to Whalen. Whalen can't get the shot off, and the puck back out to center ice. Here comes the Irish, but the puck slides by everybody, and Greg Jeffrey steers it into the corner. Now right in front, here's an opportunity for the Irish, and the puck, Whalen again gets a stick on it as Edwards didn't see it. The puck comes free. Here's Hay looking to move it. His backhander goes right in front, and Jeffrey gets a pad on it and kicks it to the side. St. John's trying to get something going. Edwards takes a whack at it there. Finally, Jeff Tyo has it and manages to bounce it off the boards down into the St. John end. Now after it is Greggy Paquin, and we have a whistle. We're going to have a cross-check, I believe. I think that happened behind the play. It goes against St. John's.
Against St. John's.
Let's see who takes a trip to the sin bin. That's going to be Jim Phillips. So Phillips goes in for cross-checking, and Massena will go on the power play for the first time tonight. This is only the second penalty of the game. So let's see here. Defiant comes out to try to kill it off, along with Facette and Mike Campbell and Chris Johnson. So they've got their good skaters out there to try to kill it off. For Massena, Mickey Edwards will be out there. And he'll be centering Hart and Hurlbut.
We'll move McQuaid back on defense like he's done before, Gary.
We saw that against Thousand Islands. It was rather effective.
Very effective.
Were they 50% on the power play?
Yeah, 50%. Yeah.
Of course, the other defenseman will be Tom Dion. Face off in the St. John's end. The left of goaltender Ricky Guerin. Off the draw, the puck bouncing in the circle, and the Irish clear it down the ice. Greg Jeffrey stops and feeds it ahead for Tommy Dion. Dion circles, being forechecked, Defiant. Now he turns, and Dion starts out. There's Dion stepping by a check. Across the blue line, off sides. Somebody a little bit ahead of the play that time as Dion brought it across. I'm not sure if that was Hart or Hurlbut, but one of the two. And we'll move it back outside. Face it off again. 1:14 left, Massena power play. 12-19 in the second period. 1-0 Massena. Edwards again to draw against Johnson. Off the face-off. Edwards wins it, trying to feed it through. Johnson gets a stick on it, whacks it on the backhand down the ice, and Jeffrey Lewis. For Dion. Dion starts out right side of his own net. Long head man pass goes by Hart. That's going to be an icing call on Massena.
Tried the long pass that time, which they really don't usually do. Tried to hit Hart. Hart did not have his stick in position with a hard pass, and nobody touched it. Went all the way down to the ice to the St. John's end. So Massena called for icing. Face off back into Massena, and 57 seconds left in the power play. Massena.
McQuaig will draw now against Johnson. Now Whalen comes out, and Edwards goes to the bench. So we'll go back to the normal first line. Off the face-off, Dion picks up the puck. Headman goes to Hart. Hart taken out of the play. He sprawls, and the puck dumped back to the blue line. McQuaig keeps it in. Here's McQuaig in the corner, looking to move it. McQuaig back to Dion at the point. Dion right in front, and Hurlbut gets a shot, but it's blocked, and it's dumped by Johnson down the ice. They may have missed an offsides there, coming in the other way. Here's Dion again. Headman pass this time to Hurlbut. Hurlbut steps by a check, but the puck doesn't get through, and it's back into the Massena end. And Defiant just dumps it into the corner. Tom Dion picks it up. 19 seconds left in the power play. Headman pass goes to Hurlbut. Hurlbut ahead to McQuaig. Now goes to Hart, back to McQuaig. McQuaig takes it in the corner. He is tied up there momentarily by Campbell. The puck comes free back to the point. Whalen trying to keep it in. He does. McQuaig trying to center it. It's intercepted and slides back out to center ice. Defiant's going to have a breakaway. Here comes Defiant coming in with Greg Jeffrey all by himself. And he is knocked down from behind. Dion's going to get called for the penalty, but he had to do it.
He had to, because Defiant, if anybody you don't want coming in all alone is a guy like Defiant, he had a full step on the Massena defense. He was hooked by Tommy Dion. He might say a good penalty. He did not get the shot off. And
Defiant is down on the ice.
Down. I'm not sure if he hit. Is he down? He hit the boards, Gary? Yeah. To the hooking at all. No, he's back up. I think he just shaken up, hitting the plate.
And St. John's will go on the power play now. Seen unsuccessful on there. St. John's will get an opportunity. I'll tell you, Tommy Dion saved a goal there, as that was the breakaway. Edwards will be out there to try to kill it off, along with Jeff Tayo. And Darren King for one. And let's see here, Robbie Chilton will be the other defenseman. Of course, with Tommy Dion in the penalty box, that makes it a little tougher.
It makes it a little tougher for Massena.
He's usually the guy out there killing penalties. Now here's an opportunity as the Irish try to control it. Defiant is out there with Johnson and Broderick. And back at the points will pick him up. Here's Defiant. Face-off circle shot, knocked down in front. I think it went off his own man, and it's poke checked by Tayo. Jeff Tayo gets it out to center ice, in fact, all the way back into the St. John's end, where Mike Campbell picks it up. Campbell and Dandro are the two defensemen. Here's Johnson trying to split the defense. Johnson, he's taken by Tayo. Tayo trying to tie him up. Now comes back to the point. Here's Dandro. Now Campbell trying to feed it through the middle. In the slot, the shot. Jeffrey saved. Not a hard shot, but I don't think Jeffrey was expecting it, and he falls on top of it.
I was thinking about Johnson. He got it off a bit too quick. He did not get any wood on that shot. One thing, St. John moves that puck on the power play.
I guess so.
Oh, excellent power play.
Edwards will face off again against, let's see here, I guess Todd Defiant will do the draw this time. It's on the left side of goaltender Greg Jeffrey. 54 seconds left. St. John's power play. 1-0 Massena off the draw. Chilton trying to get a piece of it. Johnson backhand shot just wide. And King finds the hole, dumps it down the ice. Good play. He waited on that one. And he waited till he had a chance to fire it down the ice, and he did. Back to pick it up is Dandro. Dandro in behind his own net. The puck stolen right in front. Tayo shot. Score!
Oh, hey, I'll tell you, there's a good forechecking. He was after the St. John's defenseman. St. John's defenseman went down. He slipped, went down. Kyle was right there, picked that puck up with a quick wrist shot. Of course, Guerin wasn't expecting it because they were on the power play. They had control of the puck in their own end. Massena goes ahead on a short-handed goal. A nice effort by Jeff Kyle. That's his first goal for Massena Central, and he's happy about that one, I'll tell you what. Massena goes ahead 2-0, short-handed goal.
Jeff Tayo on the shorthand as he stole the puck. Eric Dandro, he slipped is what happened. He lost the puck right in the side of the net, and Tayo picked it up, made no mistake, fired it past Guerin, who wasn't ready. And it's 2-0. And you know, St. John's moving that puck around so well in the power play. It goes down the other end once, and Massena scores. That's a bad break.
It is, but that's what happens, a game of mistakes.
I guess so. So now Bill McQuaig will come out and take the face-off. McQuaig out there, along with Mickey Edwards, I think that is, yeah. And Billy Whalen and Chilton will be the two defensemen. We still got Johnson out there in his line for St. John's. Off the face-off, McQuaig dumps it. And it's Greg Facette now out playing the point. Facette has it and feeds it out to center ice Johnson. 20 seconds left in the power play. Johnson just dumps it deep in the Massena end. Billy Whalen after it there for the Raiders. Whalen bounces it off the boards, goes back to the blue line. McQuaig gets a piece of it. He's got a 2-on-1 with Edwards. Here comes McQuaig, 2-on-1. Facette's the other one back. McQuaig to Edwards right in front. Oh, he fired it just wide. Now the puck side of the net. Guerin tries to get a piece of it. He can't. It comes back to McQuaig. Poke check off his stick. Back comes St. John's. Penalty is up. Dion's back out on the ice. And here's a shot from center ice knocked down by Robbie Chilton. And a good job of killing that penalty for the Raiders. Now the puck poke check. Back to the blue line. Dion, now it's back in again. Offsides on St. John's. It came back out and in as Cleveland tried to sneak it in the zone, but it didn't work.
Well, another good scoring chance from Massena. It's a 2-on-1, Edwards and McQuaig. I think Edwards thought McQuaig was going to take the shot. He sort of wound up, And then he didn't take the shot. He slipped it over to Edwards. Edwards, he had gone in a little bit too far originally. Couldn't really get the shot off. Wasn't ready for the pass.
Well, he's not used to playing with McQuaig.
No,
and,
no.
You know, if that had been a harder hurl, but it might have been a goal. Off the face-off, the puck slides back into St. John's territory. Guerin leaves it side of the net for Todd Seymour. Seymour feed back out to center ice. It goes by everybody back into the Massena end. Tom Dion after it. Dion, he's deceptive. The way he skates, kind of smooth, and he just gets the puck first every time. Here's Dion with the puck now. Long head man pass. And it comes to Chad Balance. The drop. Here's a shot. The save made by Guerin. The rebound right in front. The backhander bouncing around. Good opportunity there by Marty Medina. He and Greg Paquin each had a chance. And the puck slides back into the Massena end all the way back for icing. And that'll move the face-off back into St. John's territory. And it's 2-0 Massena. I'll tell you that shorthanded goal is kind of taking a little wind out of St. John's sails.
That definitely took the wind right out of their sails. They were really flying. They were doing well on the power play, but just one mistake in their own end, and they coughed the puck up. Jeff Tile was right in the man on the spot right there. Picked it up. Just a quick wrist shot is all it was, right along the ice, and beat Guerin.
Burke will take the face-off against Steve McIntyre. Off the draw, puck goes in the corner. After it is Burke. Burke with the puck now, bangs it off the boards, goes to Chad Balance. Balance in the corner, looking to move it around. He's still got the puck. There's Balance, has it poke checked away from him by Todd Seymour. Puck whistling around the boards. Now comes side of the net. Here's a short side shot. I think that was off net, but the save made anyway. And we're going to have an interference call, and I think it's going to go against St. John's. Jeff Gagne. He's the guy who looks dejected, so it must be against him. As he comes over to the sin bin, and Massena will go back on the power play, leading 2-0 here with 8:15 left to go in the second period. We're nearing the midway point of this hockey game. You're listening to Massena Red Raider Hockey on 1340 Radio, WMSA. Let's see, we're going to see McQuaig centering Hurlbut and Hart. So a regular first line out for the power play. Whalen and Dion will be the 2-point men. Chris Hay coming out to kill it off along with Jim Phillips. And I think that's Facette and Campbell out there at the points. Face-off just outside St. John's territory. Off the draw, the puck comes to Whalen at the red line. Whalen for Massena, over to Tommy Dion, right side. Headman pass, Hart bounces away from him. It's sitting at the blue line, picked up by Tom Dion. Over to Billy, or over to Hurlbut, back to Whalen at his own blue line. Massena trying to get set up here. Whalen with the puck now. Headman goes to Hurlbut. Hurlbut takes it in the zone. Phillips knocks him out of the play. The puck comes free. It's picked up by Dandro. Back to the point. Whalen winds. His shot in the net! And that deflected off somebody, but it may have been a defenseman.
I'm not sure who deflected off somebody. The shot was taken by Whalen, but I think Hart. I think it was Hart.
Do you think?
His hand went up in the air, and I think he might have deflected off Hart. A nice shot from the point, from Whalen, and we'll see what the official is, but I'm almost sure it'll be Hart from Whalen.
So a deflected goal past Ricky Guerin, and Massena leads it 3-0. That's a power play goal for the Massena Red Raiders. Looked like it was Matt Hart on the deflection, and Bill Whalen took the shot from the left point, a good hard shot right down on the ice. And somebody deflected as Guerin went down to stop it, deflected it over his left shoulder and into the net, and Massena takes it 3-0 lead now with 7:47 left to go here in the second period. Bill McQuaig's line out there. Off the face-off, it comes to King. King to Chilton. Chilton trying to go ahead to Hurl, but a little bit too far. But Guerin comes out to play it. What's the whistle for? Apparently, they're going to call icing after Guerin had played it, but I guess it went past the red line. So it is an automatic icing even if somebody plays it. And that's why the whistle blew. Massena wasn't too happy with the call, but that was the correct call, I guess.
Yeah.
So
it was Hart from Whalen.
Okay. Hart from Whalen is the official. Spotted that one well, Reg.
Yeah.
Off the face-off. Here's St. John's. A shot right on the save. The puck in the slot. They jam at it. Johnson going after it. Drops it. Back to the point. They move it around. Here's an opportunity, and the shot deflected in front, and it comes into the corner. King feeds it ahead. We're going to have a cross-check.
Chilton. Rob Chilton trying to clean out in front of his own net there. Got the stick a little bit high. Of course, Rob is a little taller than the rest of the boys out there. He's going to go off for cross-checking, so St. John's, again, will go on a power play.
Of course, this year they're calling those calls quickly. Or they're supposed to, anyway. 7:24 left to play here, period number 2. Massena on top on a score of 3-0. Face-off will come in the Raiders zone as they try to kill off a penalty. See here, Darren King coming out to play the point, along with Tom Dion. Tayo and Edwards will be the 2 up front men off the face-off. Back to the blue line it goes. They jam at it. Johnson's line out there for St. John's. He's got the puck in behind the net. Jamming at it. Dion tries to take it away from him. It comes free. Broderick trying to center. It goes side of the net. Jeffrey covers up. And the face-off will come once again to the right side of goaltender Greg Jeffrey. Broderick got a stick in there, poked it free, but the whistle had already blown. 1:16 left to go. Power play for St. John's. Edwards again takes the face-off against Johnson. To King. King bounces off the boards, goes back to the blue line. Here's a shot deflected. Oh, and Dion got a stick on it, fired it down the ice, and broke up a good situation for St. John's. Mike Campbell back to pick it up. Down to a minute in the power play. Campbell with the puck now behind his own net, being forechecked there by Mickey Edwards. The puck comes out to center ice. They jam for it. Johnson takes it across the blue line, offside. Somebody ahead of the play that time. And the faceoff will move outside with 52 seconds left in the power play advantage for the Irish. Let's see here. Massena making a change. It's coming out on the ice will be Tom Dion stays out there. Bill McQuaig comes out. Also, I guess Albertine is going to be out there as well. And he has the puck, and he dumps it to center ice. Well, Edwards does stay out there for Massena. He takes a poke at it. He's got it, and he's got McQuaig with him. Here comes Edwards across, looking to center. McQuaig, the shot deflected just wide. I shouldn't say just wide. Actually, it's quite wide. But anyway, good opportunity for Massena, killing a penalty. Now the puck slides back into the Red Raiders zone again with 29 seconds left. Dion after it there, Ian McQuaig jamming, and Dion comes away with it, fires it out to center ice. And the puck slides back into Massena zones, about 3 St. John's Irish offsides. And that's going to be an intentional offside, move the faceoff way back in the St. John end. It was look a little bit discombobulated this time around.
They are. The first power play they had, I thought they looked pretty good. But this power play not looking very well at all.
3-0 Massena, 16 seconds in the power play, 6:10 in the second period. So Massena scoring once in the first. They've gotten 2 here in the second, 1 in the power play, 1 shorthanded. McQuaig out there again with this time Kenny Hurlbut. Albertine's going to stay out there with Tom Dion. Now St. John's is going to make a change. And are going to send out, let's see here. Tony Lillidahl, who has not yet been out on the ice. He'll be out there. And I think McIntyre. No, I checked that. That's Hay out there to take the face off. Here come the Irish. Puck checked at the blue line by Albertine. He goes after it into the corner, trying to feed it ahead. They jam for it there. Albertine again in the corner after it. Takes the check. Now the puck slides free behind the net. They jam for it there. Hobart comes in to help out. He and Hay tied up in the corner. Dion comes in, throws a check, and we'll have a face-off. And the penalty is over with. Massena has killed it off. Face-off will come to the right side of the goaltender Greg Jeffrey for the Massena Red Raiders. So the Raiders managed to kill off that man advantage. And now Bill McQuaig's line out there intact. Hart and Hurlbut on the wings. Whalen and Sidden will be the 2 defensemen. Hayes' line stays out there for St. John's. Face off right side of goaltender Greg Jeffrey. 3-0 Massena. We're in the second period. Off the draw. Here's an opportunity. Phillips shot, score on the backhand. Nice goal by Jim Phillips. Took the pass off the face-off from Chris Hay, and it's 3-1 as St. John scores their first goal of the game. Jim Phillips will get the goal from Chris Hay. 9 minutes and 14 seconds, the time of that goal in the second period. So it's 3-1 in favor of Massena. I figure that's a big goal for St. John's, keeping them in the ball game. Hay stays out there, takes the face off. Now the Defiant comes out to play wing. As Gary Ryan making a few changes, Bill McQuaig has the puck poke checked away and all the way back into Massena, and somebody touched it on the way through, so no icing call. Here's Whalen around the boards for Hart. Hart's headman pass for Hurlbut. We have a whistle. We're going to have a slashing call or an elbow against St. John's. And let's see who that is when he gets over to the penalty box. That's going to go against, who is that? 13?
Lilliball.
Okay.
Lilliball.
Tony Lilliball. So Lilliball gets the gate, and Massena goes on the power play with 5.5 left to go here in the second period. Still 3-1 Massena. The St. John's has come back to score a goal here and get back in the hockey game. Massena will send Dion and Whalen. They're going to drop the puck before Massena's ready, I guess. And Dion takes the face-off, as he has to. And he controls the puck. Takes it across the blue line. Here's Dion, circling back, moving it around. He gets into some traffic, trying to feed it through to McQuaig. McQuaig pokes it free, jams at it. It goes into the corner. They tie it up there, and we'll have a face-off. 3-1, Massena leads. 1:15 left in the power play. Apparently, the Raiders weren't quick enough off the bench, so they dropped the puck.
No, he only had 2 men standing there. The other 3 were skating over, but the referee dropped the puck anyway. But Tommy Dion came up to play center man there and control the puck.
Doesn't often get a chance to do that.
No, he doesn't. No.
And he won the draw.
That might have been his giant play. What do you think, Gary?
I don't know. Here comes the Dion off the draw. Hitting it. Whalen winds the shot. And a save made. And it's puck checked back out to center ice. Billy Whalen, another good shot, but Guerin saw that one all the way and made the big save. Now Whalen with a puck. About a minute left in the Massena power play. He's going to start out for the Raiders. Headman goes to Hart. Matt Hart now trying to feed it through. It's intercepted. And back comes St. John's as they try to dump it through. Defiant with it in the face-off circle. He's taken out of the play. Hurlbut comes up with the puck. He and Defiant go together. And Dion comes in to help out fix it up. Here's Dion's headman to Billy McQuaig. McQuaig stops, moves. Now he gets by a check. Here comes McQuaig. McQuaig across the blue line into the St. John's end in the corner. Right side of the goaltender. McQuaig in behind the net. Looking to tie it up. Now he kicks it out and moves it. Back to the point it goes. Whalen. Whalen dumps it through again to McQuaig. McQuaig in the corner. Back out to Whalen. Whalen now to Hurlbut, who stepped in the corner. Back to McQuaig in the slot. Can't get the shot off, and the puck is lofted down the ice by St. John's. About 15 seconds left in the power play. Here's Whalen again for Massena over to Dion. Dion starts out with 7 seconds left, leading the rush down the ice. Takes it across the blue line. Gets by a check. He's upended. And back the other way comes St. John's Hay. Hay trying to feed it through. Here's Phillips again. The shot right on to St. Jeffrey. The rebound. Jeffrey got the big stick on it. Poked it in the corner. Now the headman goes to Hurlbut. The penalty is up. Hurlbut over to Hart. Hart can't quite catch up with the puck. It's poke checked away. Comes back into the Massena end. And now Chilton comes on the ice and goes after it. There's Robbie Chilton for the Raiders. Chilton's headman back to center ice. Picked up there by the Irish Phillips again. Phillips drops it back to his own blue line as the Irish try to get something going. Dion steps in front of the pass, intercepts. Here comes Mickey Edwards. Edwards has it poke checked away, and the Irish come back the other way. Here's the headman pass for Broderick. He's offside. 3:21 left to go, second period. Massena still up on a score of 3-1.
That goal, though, gave a little life to St. John's. After a shorthanded goal, they seem to really go down, but now they're back in the ball game. It's Massena 3, St. John's 1. They seem a little more life in it, Gary.
Mickey Edwards line out there. Tayo on one side, and it's going to be Greg Paquin on the other side. And Steve Mackin, well, wait a minute here. Chris Hayes lining up for St. John's, Hay, Phillips, and Comforts. No, wait a minute. There's a change. Broderick is playing one of the wings here. So Gary Ryan moving things around a little bit here. Off the face, the puck just sitting there. Finally, it's controlled. Here comes Edwards on the off wing. Into the zone. Nice pass right in front. Here's Tayo's shot. Score! Jeff Tayo, he's got 2.
I'll tell you, that was a nice play. As Edwards came down on the right side, he looked for Tayo. Tayo going on the slot. They sort of crisscrossed there. He threw the puck over to Tayo. This time, he shot it high to the glove side. Beat Ricky Guerin. Second goal of the night for Jeff Tayo. And now it's 4-1. Massena leads. Nice play, Edwards and Tayo.
And, hey, the second line coming through tonight, Reg. Right. The face-off. Here comes St. John trying to get something going. They dump it into Massena, and Big Rob Chilton is there to feed it back out to center ice. In fact, is it going to go far enough for icing, or are they going to wave it off? They wave it off, and back to try to pick it up is Mike Campbell. He tries to clear the zone, kept in there. The puck bouncing around, and here's an opportunity. Edwards shot, and he scores! Mickey Edwards, and that one hit one goal post, hit the other goal post, and went in, I believe. And Massena takes a 5-1 lead. Mickey Edwards, a big slapper from the left side.
I was worried about
a 30-foot shot there that beat goaltender Ricky Guerin. So Aubertine did a real nice job keep that puck in the zone, so he's going to get an assist on that goal. And Massena goes up on a score of 5-1. And St. John's looked like they were getting back into the hockey game, but Massena 2 quick ones here to make it 5-1 and a 4-goal advantage. We've seen a lot of scoring here this second period. Off the face-off, here comes Massena again. McQuaig across the blue line, winds a big slapper. Nice save by Guerin on the glove. And that one almost got by him, but he got the glove on it and held on. So Massena's 4th goal, tie out from Edwards, and then it was Edwards from Aubertine. Yep, that's what it is. So Massena leads 5-0, and or 5-1, I should say. And this has been an event-filled second period, to say the least. Off the face-off, Dion with the puck now. As a poke checked away, here comes Johnson, getting by Dion, trying to center. Here's an opportunity, goes in the net, and Defiant had it. And Johnson had passed it to him, and he didn't really get the shot off. And I don't know what happened there, but it went right through Greg Jeffrey's legs and in, and it's 5-2. I think Defiant will get the goal from Johnson. And it's 5-2 with 2:23 left to go in the second period. I don't know if the defenses have let up or the offenses come on here, Rich, but a lot of goals have been scored in the second period. Off the face-off. McQuaig's line out there. The puck comes into the St. John's end. Mike Campbell off the boards out to center ice. Here's McQuaig with it. Feeding it through. Hurlbut to Hart. Hart breaks across the blue line. Trying to center it through. It's poke checked away from him. Good defensive play made by Greg Bissett. And back the other way. Here comes a chance for the Irish. The shot. The save by Jeffrey. And it goes just wide off the stick of who else? Todd Defiant. Now Hart out to center ice. He falls down. Gets it ahead though to McQuaig. McQuaig steps by a check. Coming in right side. He shoots. Oh, he fired it just wide. As Guerin cut down the angle. They jam at it behind the net. The puck comes free. Chris Johnson after it. Johnson whacks it around the boards. It comes all the way back out to center ice, where it's picked up there for the Massena Red Raiders. That's Seth Sobey. Now Dion trying to feed it ahead. It comes free. It goes to Mark Burke. That's Marty Medina, who takes it in the zone, has it full checked away with 1:20 left, and back from the Irish, and they're just going to be content to dump it down the ice. Jeffrey leaves it right there. They move it around the boards. Sidney feeding it on the backhand. Chad Balance has it poke checked away, goes in behind the net for Whalen with a minute left to play. Now the puck bouncing around, it comes straight. Hay has it. Hay and Balance go together. Phillips picks it up, goes back to the point. Here's a big blast, knocked down in front. Ouch, that had to hurt somebody, whoever it did. And Whalen comes back the other way. Here comes Whalen. Down the ice. Centering pass right in front. They jam at it. Puck bounces high in the air off the glass behind the net. The wraparound play goes across the goal mouth. And the puck comes free in the corner. And finally it's picked up there by Phillips, and he clears it out to center ice. It hits the official, and Phillips trying to come back for it now. Comes after it, gets a stick on it, clears it to the blue line. It's picked up there by the Massena Red Raiders, Marty Medina, and he feeds it ahead for Chad Balance. A little bit too far for him. Now the puck the other way. Here come the Irish. Sidden trying to get a piece of it. The puck comes in behind the net, whistles around the boards. Whalen picks it up with 18 seconds left to play in the period. Whalen down the ice. 5-2 the score. Massena ahead to Balance. Balance across the blue line. Back to Whalen. Whalen gets the quick shot off. Not a hard shot with 7 seconds. Balance in the corner now. Centering pass. Here's an opportunity. Edwards. He kind of misfired. With 2 seconds left. The puck out to center ice and the whistle sounds. And I'll tell you what. We saw quite a wild and woolly second period. And Massena leads it a score of 5-2. So Massena scoring 4 goals in the second through 2 periods of play. Tonight's broadcast perch here.
The only thing, we have to stand up to see the goal right in front of us.
Yeah, they've got, as often happens in a press box, they made the table too wide. Yeah. You know, if they cut it about in thirds, that'd be fine, because you don't need a lot of room to put your book on. But you've got to be able to see the game. So I guess I'll stand up again. It's going to be Chris Johnson taking the face-off against Bill McQuaig. And Todd Defiant picks up the puck off the draw, and on the off wing, he's poke checked out of the play. Now the puck comes free, back to the blue line. And here comes the Massena Red Raiders. McQuaig coming down one-on-one with Facette. Here's McQuaig's a shot, and it goes off Facette's leg. And McQuaig follows it into the corner. It's by a check. Coming in to help out is Hurlbut. Hurlbut has it poked by Facette, gets it back again, trying to go to McQuaig. Johnson has it momentarily, poke checked away from him. They jam at it. Hart coming in the corner. Now it's fired around the boards to the other side. St. John's Broderick just bounces the puck out to center ice. Hart picks it up, drops it back to Tommy Dion at his own blue line. Dion ahead to McQuaig off his stick back into the St. John's end. Back there to pick it up. Facette again, beating it around the boards. McQuaig steps in there. He tries to tie it up in the corner, and he does. And we'll have a face-off in the St. John's end, I should say, to the left of goaltender Ricky Guerin. 14-13 left, third period, 5-2 Massena. As both teams are going to change lines here. Of course, Jeff Tayo has certainly had quite a night, hasn't he?
2 goals.
They moved him over to right wing.
Sometimes, it's better to play that off wing there.
Yeah, and that's been the case tonight. Here's the quick shot from Chilton at the point, and it's wide. Now after it there, puck dumped into the corner. They move it around. Greg Cakeman beating it around behind the net. Picked up there by Tayo. Tayo taken out of the play, tries to get by a check by Sean Lilligall. The puck comes free. Coming in to help out is Mickey Edwards, and Edwards ties the puck up. And, I got to admit, we have seen a lot more life out of that second line tonight.
Yeah. Yep. I think they're playing well. They've moved Cakeman up on that left wing, and Tayo over in the right wing.
It's been a good combination. Off the faceoff, puck goes down the ice, and Greg Jeffrey's going to have to stop it and leave it for Big Rock Chilton. Chilton with a puck off the boards. The Tayo just lifts it. Can't quite get it out of the zone. It's kept in there, jamming at it. And Massena trying to control it. They bounce the puck out to center ice. Edwards, he can't come up with it. Now the puck poked away, and here comes Tayo again across the blue line, trying to dump it through to Edwards. Goes behind him off a leg, following it up. The puck goes back to the point. Chilton dumps it for Whalen. Whalen slides it through. It's picked away. Hey, trying to feed it down the ice. Here's an opportunity for St. John's, and taken out of the play there was, let's see here, I can't even find out. That's Tony Lilligall. Lilligall, not a regular, and he didn't look like one there, did he?
No, he had a chance for a breakaway.
And he kind of just slowed down and didn't get a good play on it. Now the puck comes back to center ice. It's Eric Dandro. Dandro with a puck now, feeding it over to his defensive partner, Sean Lilligall. Lilligall bounces off the boards. It's going to go right on net. A shot from his own end goes on Greg Jeffrey. He leaves for Dion. Dion, headman pass. They move it out to center ice. Here comes Mark Burke. Burke with it. Poke checked away from him, jamming at the puck right at the red line. The puck's still free. Now it comes to Mark LeClaire, who dumps it deep from the Massena end. Back there is Billy Whalen. Whalen trying to feed it out. LeClaire gets it back again in the corner. Trying a centering pass in behind the net. They bounce, hit the side of the net. Whalen feeds it ahead. And back comes the Massena Red Raiders. Here's an opportunity. Coming in. Here's a shot. Just wide. Shot taken by Marty Medina. Now back to the point. Here's Dion. Dion gets a shot off. It goes off a leg of Seymour into the corner. Seymour picks it up. Seymour's headman out to center ice. Poke checked away. Now it's picked up there by Chad Valance. Valance can't find the puck. It comes to Steve McIntyre, who dumps it deep in the Massena end. Stop behind the net. Now around the boards it goes. Medina out to center ice. Now back it comes to Medina again. Trying to feed it through Chad Valance. Valance makes a good move. Can't get the shot off. And Guerin is way out of his net. Feeds it right in front. Here's an opportunity. McQuaig shot bouncing around. It goes, oh, nice by Guerin, who's out of play. Gets back with a big stick and steers it into the corner. Puck sitting at the blue line. Now they move it back down the ice. It's Mike Campbell. Campbell trying to get by a check. Valance steals it. We have a whistle. And we're going to have a penalty. And it's going to be a high stick against Massena. Tom Dion, I believe, is going to get the gate. No, I take that back. Bill McQuaig gets the gate for high sticking. So the Irish will go on the power play here with 11:37 left to go in the third period. Massena leading it 5-2. Off the face-off. Campbell with a puck. Out there to kill it off. Let's see. There's Mickey Edwards and Tayo. Here comes Todd DeFi breaking across. He stopped, poke checked away, and the puck lifted down the ice by the Massena Red Raiders. And that's Bruce Albertine. Albertine there, feeds it down the ice. Campbell kicks it up. Campbell's headman pass is old Tayo right there for checking again. There's an opportunity. Edwards to Tayo. Tayo shoots, score! The trick for Tayo!
It's another short-handed goal for Massena. I tell you, that was set up.
Edwards.
Edwards and Tayo again. really looking, looking the best they've looked all year. Well, it's hard to put them together, you know, in the first game and play together, but I can't tell you, it hasn't taken them long. It's only their second game together, and that's the third goal of the night for Jeff Tile, but Edwards also involved on that play, and that being a shorthanded goal for Massena. 6-2, Massena goes ahead and a goal by Jeff Tile.
So Jeff Tile is having a dream night here at the Great Civic Center. 2 shorthanded goals and another goal for the hat trick, and Tile stays out there. I'm not surprised. Massena still trying to kill off a penalty with 57 seconds left. And here comes St. John's, dumping it down the ice. Mike Campbell back into the Massena end over to Broderick. Broderick taken out of the play by Overtime. Overtime falls down. The puck slides underneath. Tile back there. Johnson takes from him. Dion gets a piece of it. Goes back to Campbell at the point. Now over on the other side. Danvers shot knocked down in front. They jam at it. Where's the puck side of the net? Now it goes into the corner. There's Chris Johnson again with it. Big forward. He goes back to the point once more. Danvro winds his shot high. It hits the goalpost, and there's an injured player on the ice, and I don't know what they were waiting for to blow the whistle, but now the puck is blown dead, and that injured player is Bruce Overtime.
I'm not sure what happened.
I think he got it in the knee.
I couldn't tell, Jay, what happened. Albertine out there on defense for Massena, killing off the penalty, as Billy McQuaid, that is in the penalty box. St. John's on the power play, but the second time tonight, there's 2 shorthanded goals by Massena and 1 power play goal. So of the 6 goals, 3 have come as a result of a penalty.
That's why I'm up here. Let's see here. Edwards will take the face-off against Johnson. Face-off Massena zone to the right side of the goaltender. Back to the point it comes again. They move around Campbell. Campbell with a puck now. Trying to dump it. Bounces into the corner. Tom Dion after it. Dion looks to tie it up. Now he says, hey, you're going to let me move it? He does. Finds the hole. Dumps it down the ice. Again, a lot of poise shown by Tom Dion there. Dandro picks it up behind his own net. 5 seconds left in the power play. And Dandro starts to move it ahead. Down the ice, poke checked away by Edwards, but St. John's recovers, gets the puck back. Penalty is up, and Massena back to full strength. Moving down, it's Jim Phillips now. He can dangle a little bit. He tries to get it through the middle. He's still got the puck now. It's underneath, picked up by McQuaig. McQuaig down the ice. Headman pass, feeding it through, and here's Edwards with it. Edwards gets by a check, trying to center it, goes off to buy it. Picking it up is Hurlbut. Hurlbut has it taken away by Johnson. Hurlbut gets it back again in front. Backhand shot just wide. A giveaway in front by St. John's. Hurlbut almost capitalized, and the puck is tied up in the corner by Bill McQuaig and Chris Johnson. So Massena looking pretty good tonight.
Looking pretty good. They're sort of taking it to St. John's right now. They got that 6-2 lead, and I'll tell you, Massena's playing like they're ahead by 6-2 and like they want to score a couple more, Gary.
Bill McQuaig's line out there against the Chris Hay line. 6-2, Massena leading, about 9.5 left to go, third period. Face off right side in the Irish end. A little movement on the face-off circle, so referee Zuckerman goes over and says, cool it, boys. Off the draw. Puck comes to Matt Hart, trying to center it through, goes off the leg, back into the corner. Back to the point. Billy Whalen dumps it, and behind the net, gets by Facette. Picked up by Hart again. Hart trying to come up with it. He in the throw, but puck back to the point. A bouncing shot taken, and it slides out to center ice. Back into the zone, but a delay offsides call. And Hart touched it, so that will be an offsides, and the faceoff will move back outside the St. John's end. 9:11 left to play here, third period. 6-2 the score. Favor of the Massena Red Raiders. It's going to be Hay against McQuaig. Whoops. The puck, I don't know if it hit the ice or not. Finally, it is on the ice, and they jam at it, and finally it's picked up by Jim Phillips. Phillips has the puck taken away, and McQuaig picks it up. Nice play there by Billy Whalen. Whalen trying to headman it to Hart. Now McQuaig follows up. Hart's on top of it. They jam at it. Hay gets a piece, and finally it's dumped by Tony Lillidahl back into the Massena end. We have a whistle and an icing.
Icing call. Yep. Right. He was almost to the red line, but he's just on his own side of the red line. You threw it down into Massena, and referee says, no, that's icing. Bring it back into your own end. So it'll get back into St. John's and to the right of Ricky Garand, who's had a lot of rubber thrown at him tonight.
Boy, he sure has. Steve McIntyre's line back out there. McIntyre out there with Mike Cleveland. and Mark LeClaire. McQuaig's line stays out there for Massena. Face off right side of Aaron. And again, some movement on the line there. As Hart and Cleveland slowly skate in there. We're still waiting.
Don't throw him out. The ref says, no, McIntyre. You got to be ready to be in position.
Now Cleveland steps in. He takes the draw. And it comes to Dion. A quick shot. Nice glove by Guerin. That may have been a little high.
A little bit too high. I think you're right. Tommy let that quick wrist shot go. He didn't want it to go quite that high. It was about shoulder high, and Guerin, that's an easy shot for a goalie like Guerin to pick off.
6-2 Massena leads. 8:46 left to go, third period. McIntyre against McQuaig off the face-off. Here's Seymour. That man pass goes to LeClaire. Stolen by Tom Dion. He circles back the other way. Overskates a little bit. Comes back for it off the boards. Comes back to the blue line. Picked up by Jeff Gagne. He dumps it back in the zone. Here's a quick shot. Jeffrey makes a stick save. Puck goes into the corner. Not a hard shot, but Jeffrey had to be a little quick on it. Now Dion gets up. Starts out. Dion, long head man pass. Goes by everybody. And into the corner. Hard after it. Aaron out of his net. Hart got a piece of him. The puck slides back to the blue line. And Albertine is there to dump it into the corner. Now they jam for it, and Marty Medina manages to tie it up in the corner, along with the defenseman Jeff Gagne, and we'll have a face-off to the left side. The goaltender Ricky Guerin with 8:10 left to play here in period number 3. Massena leading it on a score of 6-2. A couple of shorthanded goals tonight, and a power play goal for Massena as well. So Johnson's line is out there, and Massena will make a change as the Mickey Edwards line coming out. It's been a successful line. Edwards, Jeff Tayo, and Greg Paquin. Off the face-off, and the puck slides out to center ice. Albertine after it, feeding it over to his defensive partner. And back the other way, here comes Massena as they try to get something going. That's Darren King out there for the Raiders. Now the puck dumped down the ice. Here's Defiant. He's got Broderick. Tries to slide it ahead. He didn't quite have a handle of it. And the puck goes in behind the net. Albertine trying to tie it up here. And Edwards steps in to help out. Puck taken away from him. They jam at it. Johnson gets a shot off, and it goes wide. Now Defiant after. We're going to have a penalty there on Tayo. As Defiant took a dive, and Tayo happened to be right there. And so the penalty will go on Tayo.
I'm not sure what it's called for. Hooking, maybe?
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. So with 7:40 left to go in the third period, hooking is the call. And that'll move the face-off just inside the Massena zone. And the Raiders are going to have to try to kill one off here. Coming out, Dion and Raylan. Tayo in the box. And it's going to be Hurlbut and McQuaig. Johnson out there along with Jim Phillips and probably Todd Defiant. Out back, it's Mike Campbell and Greg Fassett. Off the draw. The puck down the ice by the Raiders, and I'll tell you what, that could have been a breakaway. But didn't quite connect with Hurlbut, so the puck goes in behind, and Mike Campbell picks it up. Campbell, headman pass for Fassett. He starts out, being forechecked by Bill McQuaig, and McQuaig gets the puck. It bounces deep into Massena territory. Back there's Tommy Dion. He's trying to step by a check. Now he looks to tie up the puck. He does, and we'll have a face-off. 1:03 left to go in the St. John's man advantage. 7:13 in the third period. Massena up on a score of 6-2. Face-off to the right side in the Massena end. McQuaig will take the draw against Johnson off the face-off. The puck cleared down the ice by Kenny Hurlbut. We have a whistle. But controlling the puck with a high stick against St. John's, so the face-off will be in the St. John's end. I don't know when exactly that happened. It must have been on the way through.
Must have been on the way through. I didn't see it. And Massena, just trying to ice the puck as a killing off a penalty. Threw the puck down in the St. John's end, and one of the players must have just tipped the puck. You tip it, over your shoulder, and they call for a high stick face-off in the St. John's end.
Now McQuaig will draw. Phillips will take the face-off this time. Off the face-off, puck into the corner. McQuaig after it there. He and Fassett go together. They kick it ahead. McQuaig gets a stick on it. He says, let's tie it up. And he does. We'll have a face-off.
Good effort by Bill McQuaig there. He just shoved that puck along the boards with his skate, forcing the face-off and wasting a little bit of time with it coming off the penalty to Jeff Tile.
McQuaig will take the draw again. Again, Phillips will take the face-off the draw, puck into the corner. Facette with it. Around the boards it goes as St. John's trying to move it. It comes to Dion at center ice. He waits, dumps it right back in. Now Mike Campbell with the puck. Campbell feeding to Facette. About 30 seconds left in the man advantage. Dion steps in front and intercepts the pass. Now it's dumped into the Massena end. After it is Whalen. Whalen steps by a check. He's got the puck, looks for the hole, dumps it down the ice. Guerin stops it, leaves it in the corner for Campbell. Behind his own net. About 15 seconds left in the man advantage. Mike Campbell, headman pass for Johnson. Johnson, big fella. He can move with the puck. Takes it across the blue line into the slot. Trying to get the shot off. He's knocked down. Gets the puck back. Gets up again. Feeding Defiant. Defiant shot right on. The save made. And the puck comes to Edwards. The penalty is up. And he dumps it just to center ice. A smart play by Edwards there. Not to ice the puck. And that time, St. John's really didn't get much going at all in the power play. Here's Phillips with the puck now. For the Irish, he just dumps it deep into Massena zone. Stop side of the net and left. Here come the Red Raiders, and that's Billy Whalen. Oh, Whalen just threw a wicked check, and the puck comes free, and Edwards whacks at it. The puck bouncing around. We have a whistle. What do we got? We got a penalty, I believe. And officially away from the play call, that one.
Too many men, possibly.
That could be.
The referee away from the play, pointing over to the St. John's bench. It might have been too many men. I'm not sure. There was nothing else at handling.
Yeah, well, he's going like this, so I guess.
I think right. Usually they'll hold up the number of fingers and say too many men. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Although the referee was away from the action.
Of course, sometimes you can see it better when you're away. You can see those extra players, and that's what the call is. So Massena will go in the power play with 5:43 left to play in the third period. Massena with a comfortable 4-goal advantage, 6-2. And let's see who we've got in the power play. I guess we're going to see the Edwards line out there. Now, Albertine moves up to play a wing on the power play. Dion and Whalen will be the defenseman. Here's Tayo, and he breaks by one, but he's intercepted by Phillips, who feeds it back out to center ice. Here's a shot from center ice, offsides call against Massena. Whalen didn't see Tayo over on the left side. I think they're going to move it all the way down the ice.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yep, all the way down.
Of course, that's a judgment call.
That's a judgment call. I don't really think it was intentional outside. The defenseman really should look up. There was nobody on him. He should look up and make sure his people are onside, especially when you're on the power play. There's no reason to be offside like that when you're on the power play.
So the faceoff will move back in the Massena zone. Left side, 6-2. Raiders lead it here in the third period. Off the draw, the puck back to the blue line, dumped into the corner. And Whalen comes back for Massena. Feeding it along the boards for Albertine. Albertine has a little trouble with the puck. It goes into the corner behind the net. They jam at it. Wraparound play hits the side of the net. And now back behind again. I think Jeffrey got a stick on it. They jam at it. Finally, Edwards comes up with it for Massena. Here comes Edwards breaking down the off wing, turning on the Jets. He stops. Trying to leave it through for Tile. The puck comes free. They golf it out to center ice. And it comes to Whalen. Whalen over to Dion. Dion at the red line. He steps across the blue line. Steps by a check. Here comes Dion lugging the puck. Stops in the corner. Looks to set it up. Goes back to Edwards. Edwards at the blue line. Now feeding over to Whalen. Whalen winds. His shot. Ooh, deflected. Guerin got a piece of it. Now Tile picks it up for Massena. Back to the point. Edwards. Edwards. Back to Tile. Tile in the faceoff circle. Goes back to Edwards. Massena moving in. Here's Edwards' shot right on. Nice save by Guerin through traffic. Now comes on the other side. Whalen manages to keep it in. Kicks it to Dion. Got Dion in front on this power play. Here's Whalen's shot. Gloved by Guerin. And he holds on. We're down to 12 seconds left in the Massena man advantage. 6-2 in favor of the Red Raiders here. 4:25 left to go in the third period.
The power play by that second line, I think something like this, when you're ahead by 6 goals, or 4 goals like that, 6-2, it gives Stan Moore a chance to get some other power play out there. He can't always rely on his number one power play. That time he put the second line out there as a power play, they played well.
Well, what happens, if there's a penalty called right when the first line's coming off a ship? This gives you a chance to get that second line into the action. Here's Balance, dropping back to the point. Now they go over the other side. Darren King shots, and that's flowed by Ricky Guerin. And 5 seconds are left in the Massena man advantage. Burke will take the face-off against Chris Johnson. No, wait a minute. I take that back. Defiant's going to take the draw. Off the face-off balance. Back to King. His shot. Another save by Guerin. That comes to Defiant, who bounces it out to center ice. And stepping out of the penalty box and picking up the puck, which he cannot do, was Tony Lillidahl, so he gets whistled for the face-off will go back.
Puck came from his own defensive end. He came out on neutral ice. You can't do that coming out of the penalty box. Now, if the pass had come somewhere in the neutral ice, you can pick it up and go. But it came from his own defensive end. Can't do that. It's brought back. Face-off into St. John's, and Massena leads 6-2, 4:09 to go in the game.
Burke will take the draw against Defiant again. Face-off right side of Guerin. Off the draw, here's King again. That's 3 shots in a row for him. 3 saves in a row for Ricky Guerin.
Massena definitely in command now. St. John's, I think the start's gone out of them, Jerry. They're not really, don't have much fire in them at this point of the game.
Pretty late in the game, only 4:06 left. Well, now we got McQuaig's line back out there for Massena against Defiant. Off the draw, the puck bouncing around. They jam at it. Comes back to the blue line. King again. This time didn't get the shot out. Try to jam it into the corner. Comes to McQuaig now. Brissett gets a piece. Right in front. Hard shot. Oh, he fired it just wide. The puck on end, I think, didn't get a good wood on it. Now right in front. They jam at it. The puck bounces back to King at center ice. Taken away from him. Here comes Defiant. He's going to break in. Trying to get the shot off. The puck comes free, and he didn't quite get it off as somebody got a piece of him and knocked him off his stride, and the puck goes into the corner. They tie it up. Looked like Defiant might have a breakaway, but somebody got a piece of him.
He tried to put the brakes on and go around. I think if he had kept going, he probably would have had a half a step on the Massena defense. Defiant is fast. Probably one of the fastest players on the ice.
Face-off will be in the Massena zone to the right side of goaltender Greg Jeffrey. 3:39 left to play here. Period number 3. Massena up 6-2 in the hockey game. Now we've got a change coming out there for the Massena Red Raiders. We've got Jeff Fauché coming out there along with Chris Parker. And
that's the first time that line's been out there, I think, tonight.
I don't know who the wing on that line is. We'll have to pick him up. I think they've got Albertine up there playing the right way.
Albertine's played all over tonight.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? Well, Stanley said he might give him a chance to play up front. Here's a shot right on. And I think it may not have been right on, but Jeffrey got a little piece of it. And the puck comes free to Dion behind the net. Dion's head man. They move it around. Out to center ice it comes, where it's picked up there by Eric Dandro. Dandro off the boards back in the Massena. And that's going to be icing. No? Yes? Yes. Icing against St. John's. I think the referee had a little trouble finding his whistle that time.
I think so. I thought they were going to call it, then they didn't call it. And, yeah. Said icing all the way back in the St. John's end. Only 3:17 to go now in the third period. Massena on top, 6-2.
Face off to the right of goaltender Ricky Guerin. Well, this period not quite as wild and woolly as that second.
That second period was something else, Jerry.
Just one goal here in the third period, but a Massena goal. Face off. It will be Parker against Hay. Chris Parker for the Massena Red Raiders. O'Shea playing one wing and Albertine the other. Dandro picks the puck up off the draw. Trying to move it in behind the net, feeding it along the boards and out to center ice. It goes all the way down to Lillidahl, Tony Lillidahl, in the Massena net, trying to throw a check on Dion, and he came out the worse for wear that time, as he is down on the ice. And he threw the check, but...
He threw the check, but...
he's the one that went down.
He's the one that went down. I think Tommy sort of stepped aside, and Lillidahl got more aboard than he did Dion. He just shaken up.
And with two...
They blew the whistle right away.
That's all that's left. 6-2 the score. Massena leading it. See here, we're going to see Steve Mack. Actually, you know, a pretty good crowd for this hockey game, considering there are 2 others going on in town. Off the face-off, Dion with it. In behind the net. They move it around. Seth Solby's out there playing defense with Tommy Dion. Now here comes Fauché trying to get it out of the zone. He does. Ooh, he gets knocked down, but gets it out of there. Now they move it. Chris Parker into the end of St. John's. Parker trying to get a piece of it. Gets a stick on it. They jam at it. Fauché gets knocked down, and the puck slides out to center ice. Seth Solby after it there for Massena. Off the boards. They jam at it. Here's an opportunity for Parker. Parker across the blue line, 1-on-4, trying to get the shot off. The puck doesn't get through, and Seymour picks it up. Seymour's long head man goes by everybody. They're going to wave that one off. Seth Sobey coming after it in his own net. Kind of overskates it, the puck bouncing around behind the net. Now Sobey gets up and feeds it along the boards. They jam at it, puck fired right in the slot. Bouncing puck, nobody wants it apparently, and the puck comes out to the blue line. Play a little bit ragged, as they say, Reg. Now back comes Massena's Dion. Now we're not going to see any ragged edges here. Dion gets right in front, fired it just wide. Puck around the boards, here's Tayo. He's got 3 already, trying to center it in front. And finally, St. John's manages to clear it out to center ice. Circling around, they move it. Here's Greg Paquin. Ahead to Edwards, to Tayo. Tayo crosses the blue line. Drop pass to Edwards. Edwards trying to get the shot off. He gets hit from behind. And the puck slides back to the blue line out to center ice. Back in again off the stick of Chris Sidney. The layoff side's call, but it comes out to center ice. Here's Johnson. Johnson trying to get by Sidney. Overskates the puck. Following it up, Broderick. Broderick on the short side. The shot goes wide, right across the goal mouth, and out to center ice around the boards. Now they jam for it. About 1:10 left to play. Puck slides back into the St. John's end. Mike Campbell after it. Campbell got to pass it ahead. Intercepted. Now picking it up is Todd Defiant. He's taken out of the play. And back the other way come the Massena Red Raiders. Hurlba trying to feed it ahead. And it goes to Paquin. Paquin dumps it through to Edwards. We got kind of a homogenized line here. Now the puck, Broderick picks it up at center ice, starts it into the right side. He's taken out of the play by Hart. The puck in behind the net. We have a whistle. I think Hart's going to get called there for slashing or tripping, one or the other. Of course, the issue has been decided by now. We're only 41 seconds left to play. I guess we're going to call tripping on that match. And so St. John's will go on the power play. Massena leads it on a score of 6-2. And actually, about midway through the second period, really took command and haven't looked back.
That's when it all started, Jerry.
It was 1-0 Massena after the first period, but the floodgates really opened in the second period. Off the draw, Tom Dion picks up the puck, looks to find some moving room. He's still got it, slides it ahead and out to center ice. Campbell with it there for St. John's. 30 seconds left. Campbell in on the off wing. Oh, a hard check thrown there. Campbell can't follow. Here's Dion. He's taken out of the play by Broderick. Dion moving the puck along the board somehow. Feeds it ahead. Here's an opportunity with 18 seconds left for Bill McQuaig. One-on-one with Bissett. Here's McQuaig. Gets by Bissett. Shoots. Score! Bill McQuaig. What a goal!
I'm not sure how that got through. A real nice effort by McQuaig. It was like a 1-on-2, Jerry. First off, I didn't think he'd get the shot off. When he did get the shot off, I said, well, he'll never score on this. He sure did with only 12 seconds left. That again is a shorthanded goal. That's the third shorthanded goal for Massena tonight. That'll be McQuaig probably from Dion. Dion shoved the puck up to McQuaig. So it'll be McQuaig from Dion.
And a third shorthanded goal of the game with 10 seconds left. Tommy Dion has the puck, feeding it over on the other side. They jam it down the ice. 5 seconds. As the Raiders are going to win this hockey game. Here's a shot from center ice. Hits the glass. That's the end of the hockey game. And the Massena Red Raiders by Reynolds Metals Company, by North Country Savings Bank, by Sullivan's Office Supply, the A-Plus Mini Market, also by Massena Optics, and I Appeal to Potsdam, by Seacom Federal Credit Union.
Against a good St. John's club. I'll tell you, St. John's, they're going to win a lot of games this year.
Yes, they are.
And I'll tell you, they're not going to lose many games by 7-2 like they did tonight. They're a good club. Ricky Guerin in net, an experienced goalie. They've got a lot of experience both back on defense and up front. It was a tight ball game right up to almost the middle of the second period. Massena only led by a score of 1-0, Jerry.